In this tutorial, we will look at factoring a trinomial when a is not equal to 1. To factor a trinomial with a not equal to 1, we need to look at a few things. The trinomial must be in standard form, so ax squared plus bx plus c. We're going to start off just like we did when a was equal to 1, is multiplying a and c and finding the factors of ac. In letter A, we have a, which is in front of x squared, and that is 6. And b, which is in front of x, so b is negative 7. And then c is our constant, so c is negative 3. So we multiply a and c, so 6 times negative 3, we get negative 18. And then we're going to take negative 18, factors are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, 3 and 6. Looking at step 4, we notice that AC is a negative. So AC being a negative, then the sign of B tells the sign of the larger number. So the negative number is the larger, and our B here is negative. So our sign of our largest number is negative. So that means negative 18 and positive 1, negative 9, positive 2, negative 6, positive 3, because we know a positive times a negative is a negative. And the b is negative, so we have to have the largest number being negative. So then we need to look at our b is negative 7. What two numbers combine to make negative 7? That would be positive 2 and negative 9. So with that, we go ahead and put in our x's, because positive 2 and negative 9 x make negative 7x. So we'll fill in 6x squared, and then we have our positive 2x, negative 9x, and then our constant, which is negative 3. And then we'll factor out what's common. So on the top we have 2x, and then between negative 9 and negative 3 is negative 3. Again, that sign is negative. Between 6 and 9 is 3x. And then between 2 and 3, we have 1, and because this is positive, this is positive. So our factors for this are 2x minus 3 times 3x plus 1. In letter B, we're going to go ahead and multiply a and c. Well, a is 3. And c is a positive 12, so we get a positive 36. So we're going to take factors of a positive 36, so 1 and 36, 2 and 18, 3 and 12, 4 and 9, and 6 and 6. And then we're going to look at our signs. It is a positive, so AC is a positive, so we know that two things could happen. We can have a positive times a positive, or a negative times a negative. And in step 4 it says that the b value, which is negative 20, since it's negative, they both have to be negative. So these are all negative numbers. So looking at those values, which two combine to make our b, which is negative 20? And we're going to look at negative 2 minus 18. Those combine to make a negative 20. So those are our diagonal terms with x in them. So now we can fill in the box. So we have 3x squared, and then our diagonals are negative 2x and negative 18x, and our constant is plus 12. So let's factor out an x from here, and a negative 6, because this is negative. And then from 3 and 18 we have 3x. Between negative 2 and 12 we have 2, and because this is negative, so is this. So then we have x minus 6 and 3x minus 2 are our factors. Letter C, our A term is 2, and our C term is 35. So 2 times 35 is 70, so we have a positive 70. So that's 1 times 70, 2 times 35, 5 times 14, 7 times 10, and then we'll look at the sign. So in this case, they multiply to get a positive, so it's either positive times a positive or a negative times a negative. And we said that the b term, which is a positive 17, dictates which one, so they have to both be positive. So all these numbers are positive. Then we look at which combine to make 17. So that would be 7 and 10. So I have 7 and 10, and those are our diagonals with our x's, and they add up to our b term with 17x. Then we can go ahead and fill in 2x squared, and then plus our diagonals, 7x and 10x, and then our constant, which is 35, and factor out what's common. So in the top I just have x, 10 and 35, I can divide by 5, positive, because that's positive. And between 2 and 10 I have 2x, and then 7 and 35 I have 7. And again, that's positive because that's positive. So we end up with x plus 5 times 2x plus 7. Let's take a look at letter D. So we're going to take A, which is 6, and C, which is negative 15, and we get negative 90. So negative 90 is 1 and 90, 2 and 45, 3 and 30, 5 and 18, 6 and 15, 9 and 10. And then we're going to look at the sign. The only way to get a negative, we have a positive times a negative. And then on step 4, it said if it's a negative number, then the middle sign dictates which one's bigger, and that is the positive. So all the bigger numbers are positive, and all the smaller numbers are negative. So we're going to look and see which add up to that positive 13. And that would be negative 5 and 18. So we have negative 5, 18, add up to 13. And then those are our diagonals, or our x terms. So now I can fill in the box. So we have 6x squared, and our diagonals are negative 5x and positive 18x, and then our constant is negative 15. So on the top, we can just factor out x. 18 and 15 is 3, and it's a positive. Between 6 and 18 is 6. I have x. And then between 15 and 5, I have 5. And because this is negative, so is that. So we get x plus 3 times 6x minus 5. And that is my factored form.